everybody. Hello. All right, we're going to invite as soon as this thing pops up. There we go. All right, inviting you all. Happy Tuesday. I'm excited about this topic, actually. I've been thinking about this one a lot. Say hi when you're here or hashtag replay if you're watching later. There should be an option to invite the whole group, don't you think? Instead of scrolling down and doing it this way. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. All right, almost made it to the end. I'm inviting you all. And done. Okay. Hi. Okay, so hopefully people can hop on, and if not, you're watching the replay. So today's topic is about leading people with different personalities, because no two people are the same, and how it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Hey, Laura, that's going to make the biggest difference. So I'm sure you guys have seen those personality quizzes that you can take to find out if you're a red or a yellow or a green personality. I'm not going to go into the logistics of that. You can absolutely find training on that. But everybody has a different personality. Everybody responds to suggestions, criticism, and leadership differently. And to begin, you're really going to need to figure out how you yourself do two things. One, how do you respond to those type of things? And two, how do you present those type of things? So I'll tell you a little bit about me so that you can understand what I mean by that. So for me, I am very straightforward, but I think I am straightforward with love. I think I have really gotten strong at talking to people so I'm not offending them, but I'm telling them a little bit of truth. You know what I mean? I sometimes come out with the truth bombs or the real talk, and my Moxies will tell you that yes, she does that sometimes, but most of the time I'm leading with positivity and happiness. Occasionally I pop in and say, hey, here's the cold hard truth. And Lauren Brooks is equally good at that. She's very good at being a mentor and being a friend, but also kind of being like, but here's the reality, okay? So I am aware that that is how I lead. I am also aware of how I like to be led and how I like to be coached, because not just liked, but the way I'm going to best respond to get me to work. I like the tough love, not all the time. I don't want somebody at me shaking their finger all the time, but I want somebody, if I come and I complain to them and I'm like, I can't get anybody to join my team, I can't blah, 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 that someone is going to say, I hear you, that's really frustrating, but are you really doing X, Y, and Z? And funny story, a couple years ago, Lauren, if you're still on here, a couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3, Lauren and I had a very similar conversation to this. I was complaining about something, and she listened to me, and she was like, but, love you, but are you really doing these things? And my first reaction was to shut down. I got very angry, kind of ended our conversation and was like, I'll see you later. And as I thought about it more, the reason I got upset with her was because she was right, and she was calling me out on my BS, and sometimes that's really hard to hear. The key here, hey Meg, is to do it in a way that you're not always offending people and that they're still going to come to you for leadership. So I do suggest for some personal development, it's super easy. It's a fast read. You can listen to it on Audible too. It's called The 4 Color Personalities for MLM. It's by Big Al Schreider. Schreider. I have this on my Audible. I've listened to it a couple times. It breaks down the 4 color personalities, red, yellow, green, blue, and teaches you not only how to interact with those type of people in your business, but how to help recruit those type of people in your business. Because what the breakdown of that book is saying is that everybody hears things differently. Everybody can take the same phrase and turn it around and make it something completely different. So for example, if I do a post in my elite group and I'm talking about a situation that maybe I've seen in the group as a whole, one of my elites might see that and be like, okay, cool, yes, this is awesome. Another one of my elites might see that and feel shattered. She might think, I'm calling her out, I'm pointing her out, I am talking about her, and that's not appealing to her. Now, even though I might not be talking about her, here's the other thing. People reflect what they see in your post back onto them if they see some truth in it. Have you ever gotten offended by a comment that has nothing to do with you on Facebook? Okay, so I'm a mom. So maybe there's some comment about moms who let their kids watch TV or blah, 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 blah. And even though that person's not talking to me, I let my kids watch TV, right? And sometimes I have that mom guilt because maybe I let them watch a little bit too much TV. Happens. But I read this post that has nothing to do with me, and yet I see myself in it. So instantly my defense goes up, and I'm ready to fight, or I'm ready to cry, and I feel attacked, or that somebody was being critical about me, even though it had nothing to do with me, right? So the same thing happens in your business. If you happen to talk to your team and say, you know, a lot of you are saying you want to earn that mirror this month, but I'm not seeing you do X, Y, and Z. Well, some people are going to say, you know, she's totally right. I need to be doing X, Y, and Z. And some people are going to be like, how dare she talk about me? I'm working towards this, or I'm doing this, and she doesn't know what I'm doing. Because you see yourself in that. You're reflected in that. And that's really difficult as a leader. It's really difficult as a leader to be able to mediate all the different personalities and still build relationships with the team who will trust you and want to work with you. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of text. Okay, so what do? Well, here's some tips that I have found really, really useful in building those team relationships so that when it comes down to the hard truth, people are still going to talk to you. Okay, can you get on by yourself, or do you need mommy? Hold on, guys. I got to get my toddler on the potty. Hold on. Hang tight. All right, go down here, buddy. Right here. No, I need you downstairs because mommy's downstairs. Come on. And I can hear you. Call me when you're done, okay? Just when you think you have all your ducks in a row, a toddler needs to poop. He's not a toddler. He's 4. Okay. So here are some tips that I have learned on how to lead a team with various personalities and still be a trusted coach and mentor. Okay. So step 1, when I sign a new person, I get them on the phone. Do not fear the phone. Messenger is great. Communication through Facebook is awesome. But if you can get your new person on the phone, you're instantly creating a relationship with them and really learning about what they want from this business and who they are. So as soon as I get a new presenter, we're scheduling a phone call within the first 2 days, okay? Basically, I use that phone call, of course, to go over some of the logistics, like how we get paid, the do's and don'ts, but I really like to use that time to find out a couple things. What is their why? All right, I'll be right there. He says he's all done, but it's not all done. Be there in just a minute. I used that time to really find out their why. Why are they drawn to this business? And we all know our why can change, but why are they drawn to this business first thing, right? Is it about money? Is it about sisterhood? Is it about something else? I really try and get to the heart of that because that's going to help me relate to them when I see them struggling. I can go back and touch on their why and what they really want from this business. So once I do that, I also like to see how do they like to be coached? And some people won't know when you ask them that question. You're really done? Hold on again. All right, buddy. Then you have to play. All right, what are people saying? I've both been all those people, encountered all those people. It's also good so they can hear your voice and tone. It's nice for people to hear your personality and heart in your voice. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so the other thing I like to do is find out how they like to be coached. And a lot of people won't know what you mean by that, especially if they've never been in this type of environment, but they will know how they like to be talked to and how they respond. So I always say, Do you respond to tough love? Do you need hand-holding? Do you need the type of coach that's going to check in with you once a week? Or you prefer a coach that leaves you alone and lets you come to them? I start gauging them out. And this can change as you go along and build a relationship with this person, but if I can kind of get a sense of who they are and how they like to be led from the beginning, that will help me down the road. And guys, you can keep a notebook, you can jot this stuff down. You don't have to have crazy memory, but just starting to learn about your team and your team members is going to help you to later guide them along and navigate those tricky waters when it gets a little murky, okay? So those are the first two things I get them on the phone about. Then the next tip I have for you is while you are leading your team, while you are building your business, consistency as a leader is huge. So if you're the type of leader that's in your team page every day, that is celebrating as well as leading on a consistent basis, then when you have to come out and talk about some of the hard things, or you have to kind of give your team a little dose of reality, you're doing it and it's not coming out of nowhere. There's a way to show your team that you're there for them all the time, so that when you have to come in with those reminders and you have to come in with a little bit of the tough love, it doesn't feel like an attack. Consider it this way. If you're a leader who never shows up in the group or very rarely shows up in the group and only shows up to be like, where are you? What are you doing? Why aren't you doing this? People are going to turn away from you because they're going to feel like you are only there when it benefits you and you're only there to yell at people. Basically, you know what I mean? Instead, if I'm in my team page every day and I'm providing value and I am rallying my team and I am celebrating my team, then in the middle of all that, when I come in, I'm like, hey guys, you know what? I know you're struggling, but here's a little reality. We have 8 days left in the month, and you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing people stopping. I'm seeing people slow down, and I know you have it in you to do this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If I come at them then, even those people who are going to feel a little uncomfortable because they are relating to that post, they're like, yeah, I kind of am dropping the ball. They're not going to feel attacked because all along I've been in there picking them up and hugging them and loving on them, and then that little dose of reality, they know it comes with love. Versus somebody who only comes in to give the tough love, only comes in to say, what are you doing? What's going on? Those people are not going to have a following of people that really respect them or want to work with them because they're going to feel like they only show up when it benefits them as the leader. So if I only showed up on my team page when I saw my numbers were hurting, then I'm only leading when it benefits me. So the other part of this was, I'm not reading the comments because I'll get distracted, so I'll come back to those in a minute. So the other part is, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Language is really important, and this might be a skill that you have to work on. Here's the difference. This post. Hey guys, it's 8 days left in the month, and we are X amount away from Black Status. What have you guys been doing? Where are you? You should be running. You should be leading your teams and showing example, and your teams aren't going to work if you don't work. Okay? Versus, good morning. We have 8 days left, and I know a lot of you have been struggling, have been feeling discouraged, and feeling like you want to drop the ball. But here's the reality. We have 8 days left, and by working together, by leading your team by example, you can absolutely reach these goals. And what more, your team will be inspired to reach their goals. Do you see what I'm doing here? It's not coming in, shaking the finger and saying, you're doing something wrong. It's coming in and saying, hey guys, this is an issue that affects all of us. Here's a way we can work together, uplift each other, and make it better. Okay, do you see the difference? It takes practice. If you need to write it out and send it to a girlfriend before you post it, do that. It's like writing one of those post-breakup emails and you're like, I should not hit send. I need to put that in my drafts and wait till tomorrow. Do that. Do that. Get some feedback from somebody you trust, because it matters. The way you talk to people matters. I love my mom. I love her. I love her. My mom has trouble with this particular thing with the it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Here's an example. My sister had her baby shower in June. I went, and I had a brand new skirt, and it was hot pink, so I wore Skittish lip stain. Setting the background for you. I said, hey mom, do you like my skirt? And she looked at it, she's like, yeah, your lipstick's too bright. Okay. I clearly got offended by that. Why? Well, one, I didn't ask about my lipstick. I asked about my skirt, and just because she didn't like it doesn't mean that's how she had to say it. She could have been like, I do like your skirt. And she could have been like, oh, your lipstick, it's a little bright for me, but it looks really pretty on you. Nope. See what I'm saying? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And it matters so much in business. Here's another thing about being a leader. You need to be involved with your team. Now, especially as your teams get bigger and bigger, there's no way that you're gonna have communication with every single person all the time. You just physically can't. Lauren had coined this phrase, and I use it all the time, called stand up to be seen, okay? I'm not sure, I'll look in a minute. Stand up to be seen. If you want your leader, your upline, your anyone to know what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're 7, 8, 9 generations below me. Reach out and say hi, tell me what you're up to, and get on my radar. Because then I know that you're somebody who wants this and is going to be a person I'm going to offer my time and energy to. But I don't know if you don't stand up to be seen, right? So make sure you're getting in touch, just saying hi, posting on the team page, just becoming a face so people know. Now, that helps the leader, especially as teams get bigger and bigger, to know who's working, who wants to work, and everything. But as a leader, here's another thing. If you're only reaching out to people when it benefits you, that is poor leadership, and that's going to get people to not want to work with you. So for example, Chastity is on here. So if I don't talk to Chastity for 2 months, and then I have to be looking in my back office and I see, oh, you know, she might requalify Blue this month, and that's really going to help me. So I reach down and I say, hey, are you going to requalify this month? Well, how's she going to feel? She's going to feel like, well, she only cares because that's going to get her to requalify and earn her money. She doesn't care about me or my business. She never reaches out to me. Rather than if you see Chastity is working all month long, touching base, calling her out, seeing that maybe she hit $250 PRS and shouting her out on your team page, making her feel valued, those things go a long way. So then when you do see she's going to requalify and you reach out, rather than feeling like, well, she only wants something from me, she's going to feel empowered and thankful that her leader reached out and said, I see you. It's all about the actions you take on a consistent basis within your team and the way you say things. It goes so far. I have seen so many people get their feelings hurt by these various things that didn't have to happen if the leader had just changed the way she was working a little bit. So here's your takeaways for today. Personal development. Read the 4-color personalities for MLM. It's super easy. It's a really, really super easy job. Read that. That will help. That will start showing you the different personalities, and you'll kind of be like, oh yeah, she's a this, and she's a blue, and she's a green. Okay? Number 2, get consistent in your team. And it's okay if you haven't been doing it already. Even if your team and you are at odds, being honest, going back in and saying, hey, I messed up, I want to start anew, I'm here for you, and then showing them by your actions consistency, that you're here for the good and the hard, okay? Doing that, reaching out to the people who are working, who are having big and small accomplishments. It's not just the big deals, okay? It's not just the elites, and it's not just the car bonus earners. It's the everyone. It's the first sales. It's the, the earning of the little incentives. Those are important. Those are important. It's mixing in the positive, uplifting, cheering on, cheerleader, leader, with the hard truth, with love, leader, that takes practice, but mixing those in together. If you can master those things, you're going to have such better communication within your team, and that gets super important as your team gets bigger. It's easier to have a close-knit community when you are small, when you are like 20, 30. As you get bigger and bigger, hundreds, thousands of team members, to really maintain that feel, you're going to have to work hard at this, but it's so important. All right, let me read back because there's comments that I was ignoring. Hey, Okay, Megan says yes. We respond to things based on our stuff and issues, not the person presenting, usually. Correct. So true. Also makes it important to approach truth with love. Yep. I've been both of those people, encountered all those people. Everything she's saying about what she does with new team members, it's not too late to do it with your current team. It keeps hiding the things from me. Just ask. Is that what you're saying? Yes. Or the, hey, are you planning on requalifying this month after no communication? Your word choice is so valuable in that example too, because your words are real but encouraging. I know you have it in you, etc. Yes. Yes. So what is a leader to do if they want to change this? They haven't been reaching out, but they want to start. How can they do that without people feeling like you're only reaching out because of your business goals? This is a really interesting thing. And I have experience with another leader who is in this situation. Exactly. This is a tough pill to swallow because you're really going to have to own your behavior and own your past, and also own that some people are not going to come around. That's a hard pill to swallow, right? But if you are devoted to this, if you're willing and ready to make that change, then you go to your team page or you message your team members and you say, look, the way I did things in the past was wrong. I can see that. I admit that. I feel very badly about that. But here's what I know. I really love this business. I really love this team, and I am ready to make a change. So if you're willing to work with me, I'm so happy to have you. And then you just dive in. You might be talking to a silent team page of people who are judging you. You might, but if you keep going, you know how we always talk about how our customers, our market might be judging us or might need to see us present something 5, 10, 15 times before they okay. It's the same thing with your team. If you've been absent and now all of a sudden you're there every day, sure, some people might be like, what is this chick up to? But after a month, 2 months, 3 months, when you're truly working your business, they will come around. And if they don't, because you're back in your business, you are recruiting and you are bringing in new team members that are there to work with you and your new mindset. And you will build and rebuild again. You absolutely will. But it will be hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. That will be hard. It's really hard to eat crow. It is. But you can. And you can thrive from that. So that's what I would say. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful. Message me with any questions or drop them in the comments. Read that book. Listen to the book. Seriously, listen to it. It's so easy. And I'll talk to you soon.